Hey, welcome to the MVP Huddle. This is Casper and Cheryl Stockham. We're excited to have you with us for this free training that we do every couple of weeks. We do a free training. I want to give a shout out to our sponsors right quick. And we wrote a book called Divorce Proofing Your Marriage. It's out on Amazon. Hit the hot new release list on Amazon. We have a free ebook you can grab from our website. It has the first 5 chapters of the book in the ebook. We also have MVP training, and this is part of that MVP training, the Huddle, before our exclusive partner club call that we do, MVP partner club call we do every 2 weeks. We have a free upgrade, not a free upgrade, but our MVPs have been upgraded, and now you, as an individual, you can grab access to the MVP for as little as $29.97 a month, or you can do $297 for the year, and that is a substantial decrease to get access to the live training. We also have additional training that we do. We do free workshops, and we are a casting call for our TV show, and we're about half full already,
there.
halfway
Yes.
there for our casting. So if you're interested, if you're a couple, energetic couple, please reach out to us. All right, we're going to get into our training for today, and it's going to be in our book, chapter 23, which is Love Builder's Toolbox.
Yes. So today we're
Mhm.
going to talk about listening, the art of listening.
Okay.
Now, what we learned in the 15 years of doing our facilitating workshops
Mhm.
is that couples don't listen,
That's true.
that we as a people do not listen. We're not good listeners.
No,
And listening falls under good communication.
correct.
And so you want to be able to listen and practice your listening if you're not very good at it.
Mhm.
Now, just going to go through a few things in the book.
Mhm.
Um, Active listening tips that we're going to talk about right
Okay.
now. Pay attention, show interest, don't interrupt, validate feelings, and respond thoughtfully. Those we're just gonna, I want to just throw those out there. Now we're gonna go back and kind of talk about them a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, what we did learn, and I think you have an example of a couple that we were doing facilitating a workshop
Mhm.
at one time, and she had one thought, one idea she was trying to convey, but he just wasn't getting it.
Yeah, it was a couple, and they've been married for 20 something years. And he worked from home. He was like a broker or something. He worked from home, and she was a stay-at-home mom. They had like 4 kids or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they've been married for 20 something years, and we had this simple exercise we call it knees to knees, and we use a communication tool which we tell you guys about, and we have access to you have access to as MVPs. And we were using this communication tool trying to make sure that they heard one another.
Right.
So they're sitting knees to knees, and it was a very simple request that she had, or something she was trying to get across to him, which was at dinner time, she wanted him to just come out and have dinner with the kids.
Right.
That's pretty simple.
Right.
So she would say it, and he's supposed to paraphrase back to her what she was saying. But every time she said that, he just answered. He just said, "Well, the reason why is because I'm working."
Yes. He just could not.
He couldn't grasp.
We couldn't grasp the part about just repeat back what she said.
Yeah.
To show us that you heard. But he was so busy working on his rebuttal
Mm-hmm.
and trying to explain his position,
Right.
that he couldn't really hear what it was she was saying.
Exactly.
And we have found doing various communication exercises in our workshops that it's the same thing for all of us.
Right.
We're so busy trying to get our point across, or our rebuttal across, or our stance or our position, that we really didn't hear you. We heard one or two words of what you said, and instantly we took a stance or a position that we got to defend ourselves.
Yeah, it happens more often than not.
Yeah. So the first active listening tip we're going to dive into is active listening.
Mm-hmm.
So you might say, well, what does it mean to be actively listening? Well, for one, you stop whatever you're doing. You're not multitasking.
Right. Yeah. When it comes to you and your spouse having a conversation,
Mm-hmm.
don't multitask. And I know in the past I have been it's been a struggle for me because I'm in my office working. Let's say you come in, right? I have to stop touching the keyboard. I have to stop paying attention to the screen and pay attention to you to hear what you're saying.
Right. And that's called active listening. That way the person knows that you are paying attention to what they're getting ready to say.
Correct.
I mean, you got eye contact, you're looking at each other, you put aside whatever it is that you're doing, and you listen to what it is they have to say.
Right. Now, another scenario, not so much for us, but for other couples a lot, is sports. So like a game is on.
Right.
And then the wife comes in, hey, honey, I want to talk to you about something. It's right in the middle of the game. They're getting ready to do this or do that, and now with technology, you can pause the game. A lot of systems allow you to pause it, right? Even live TV on some of the systems, you can pause it. But you need to be able to be conscious of the fact that you need to stop whatever you're doing and pay attention to your spouse.
Absolutely. The next one is show interest. And showing interest is, again, kind of tied into paying attention. You stop, you listen, you may ask a question. So what I understand that you're saying is, you're repeating back what they said so that they'll know, okay, you're paying attention, you're listening, you heard me. So that's how you show interest with your partner. You may even be sitting on the edge of your seat. You're leaning in so that your spouse will know, hey, we are engaged in a very intentional conversation here, and we're listening to each other. Because the biggest part of communication is being able to not only communicate, but to listen to what's being said.
Exactly.
The next one is don't interrupt. Now, we also found in doing our workshops that this is a tough one.
Yes.
Don't interrupt. Now, it's even hard for us sometimes because, you're talking and you get to a point in the conversation and, you just got a thought. You just got an idea. And instantly you want to just go, ugh, you just want to throw it out there. But the other person is still talking. Or you might be feeling like, I got it. Now let me say what I need to say.
I know where this is going.
Right. And so don't interrupt. Interrupt. That's how you end up on rabbit trails. That's how the conversation ends up being longer than it needs to be. Because you're interrupting. They never get a chance to finish their thought. You may be on the same page. You may not. But you may your interruption could lead to a rabbit trail down a whole nother thought. So let that person completely express themselves. Don't interrupt. That's a hard one. But
it's very hard.
You're going to grit your teeth all the time and say, I'm going to wait till they're done. And then the next one is validate feelings. Now, this could also play into one of the techniques that we use, and you've heard it. I'm sure you have, the feel, felt, found.
Feel, felt, found.
Yes, it's like, okay, I understand how you feel. I have felt the same way. But I have found that basically you're letting that person know, you're validating their feelings. I understand how you feel. Or maybe you don't. You say, I don't quite get it, but let me attempt a scenario that can make sense.
I could see where that could affect you the way that it has. You're empathizing with them in their situation.
Right. So that's another good one. You validate their feelings. You let your spouse know, okay, I'm there with you, even if you're not totally. It's like Casper said, I can understand how that would affect you.
Yeah.
So then the next one is called respond thoughtfully. Now, this one could be very difficult when the conversation is a little tender.
Yes. It's kind of hard to respond thoughtfully when they're talking about you, or they're talking about a sensitive situation.
Yes. And so you want to take a moment and think before you speak. Think about what it is you're going to say. And you don't want to say anything that's going to be hurtful, harmful, disrespectful, or offensive in any way.
Right.
So you want to take a moment and say, okay, let me get my words together so that I can respond to what you're saying.
Yeah.
And he's like, and you might even start, look, I have a thought. I want to put it out there to you. I want to respond, but I want you to know it's not meant to be offensive or hurtful.
Right.
I just right now, this is the best way I know how to respond back.
Mm-hmm.
You let them know that.
Yeah.
And then the last one, so that was the last one. Respond thoughtfully. And then there's the benefits of good listening. So one of the benefits is your relationship will be stronger.
Absolutely. It'll be stronger. The top 3 challenges that couples face are finance, communication, and sex. Mm-hmm. And if you don't learn how to communicate well with your spouse,
right,
you're going to have other problems.
Right.
Yeah.
And so it is important because good communication, good listening skills will help strengthen your relationship.
Right.
It'll make it stronger. It leads to more intimacy, more intimacy.
Correct.
And so that way your relationship is being built up and you're not breaking it down. The next one is when it comes to resolving conflicts.
Yeah. And a lot of folks are very, I guess they run from conflicts. Yeah. But they don't understand how to maneuver through the conflict. Mm-hmm. And the conflict actually can bring you closer together, but it winds up tearing us further apart because we don't know how to deal with it.
Right. Our past history had a very decisive result.
Right.
Maybe when you grew up, maybe in the household you grew up in, conflict meant war.
Yeah.
We're going to battle here.
Right. And it just led to fighting, and then the fighting never resolved anything. No, so it just kind of got pushed aside or pushed under the rug
until the next battle.
And just keeps stacking up and stacking up. So you have to learn how to resolve these conflicts to kind of smooth that pile out that's piling up and get it back to normal. And that's what being an MVP is all about. That's why we do these trainings for you twice a month. We're going to be transitioning into our exclusive MVP training call here at the top of the hour. But we want to do these calls to let you know that there are solutions out there. There are ways for you to reach out to us to get more help for your current situation. We have a lot of free tools you can grab. Like I said, you can grab our ebook that's on our website. You can get that for free from our website. You can take our free 15-minute love assessment. I'm sorry, the 5-minute or 20-minute love assessment. So we're here for you. We're going to be transitioning into our
MVP club call
here in just a few seconds here. But we want to thank you guys for showing up for the training. If you want more information, go to our website. And like I said, our goal is for you to become MVPs, right? The most valuable partner in your relationship. Because at the end of the day, if you're not having fun, you're not doing it right. So we'll see some of you on the MVP Club Call.